are live. It is the NBA Rundown. I'm your host, Astaire, joined today by Tyler Hicks, and we'll be bringing in showdown specialist Meg really soon. But Tyler, we were supposed to have the day off. I was supposed to be running around by the river, getting some sunshine, but instead, we are handicapping Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals because the Boston Celtics did what no one on our panel expected for them to do. I mean, maybe you could give Travis, but I don't think he really believed it. They're going to be playing tonight. They got the 116-99 victory in Game 4 in Miami. We got 3 games left. 2 of them are in Boston. Did the Celtics have a chance?
Of course they have a chance. They're on their home floor. But, I mean, it's just, like, of all the teams that have been down 0-3 spread, like, this is probably the most unique one. It's like, how many times has the lower seed been the team that's up 3-0? Not very often. How often does the team down 3-0 win 1 game and now have to win 2 at home to tie it up? It just all lines up for them to be able to just do this all on their home floor. Gabe Vincent's now hurt. It's cutting that Miami rotation even shorter with Kevin Love hurt too. So, I mean, it gets dicey, but I think Jimmy Butler and these guys will be able to finish his team off. I think they gave a good fight in the second half. That first half wasn't all that impressive. They fought in the second half. We've seen this Boston team get ahead of themselves. They also let their heads get big. I could see them rolling out on the floor, playing good first 2 quarters, and then Miami takes this game over and ends it tonight.
All right. And Meg, there's always good and bad in everything. Thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Right. The bad news, right? I can't go to the American River today. I can't work on my tan. I'm not out hiking. But the great news, another showdown slate for you to dominate. What were your thoughts there? Because none of us expected, right? I even messaged you, hey, we'll see you for Game 1 of the NBA Finals because that's a Thursday.
Right.
So we get you guys for Game 1. Really excited.
I saw that. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah. We did not expect to be here today, but we are because Boston got the 116-99 win. What did you see in that game, and what is your approach for tonight?
I mean, obviously, like Tatum said after the game, the shots were falling better for Boston, clearly. I'm not totally shocked they pushed it. The games before it looked like they had just given up. So I kind of saw it. It could go absolutely either way, and they extended it. And I'm just thankful. I'm honestly just thankful that we get, some more NBA playoffs. I'm hoping they push it at home tonight. I still think the Heat now win the series, but I'm hoping they stretch it out one more for us. Give us another showdown slate on what day would that be? Saturday? Yeah. So
that's right.
Rooting for Boston tonight. Just keep this thing alive. I mean, my God, RPS is just crushing the showdown streets. I just want more showdown, more bets, more NBA playoffs. And so I think they can get it done at home. But again, I heard the end of what Tyler said. If Miami, did end it tonight, I wouldn't be shocked either. So definitely could see this going either way, but really, really just rooting for Boston to extend this one more.
All right. Well, you did mention some of those winners, and we have to congratulate Rubio Dimes.
Yep. He's been on fire. Oh,
yeah, he broke it down. But Tyler, I also got to congratulate myself for bringing him on the show and just making the content better here on the NBA Rundown. Guy gives us a thumbs up. Of course, we are here courtesy of RunPureSports.com, the best in sports gambling and daily fantasy information. And we're going to kind of take a look at how to use some of that content today. And that's why I'm happy to have you with me, Meg, because I know you do a good job, even though you're not out there scouting the X's and O's of the basketball. You're able to find some success, and that's, of course, using the tools here at Run Pure Sports. But, Tyler, one tool that's easy to use is that NBA playbook. Not complicated at all. You dial it up. If it says RPB next to the pick, you bet it. And if you've been doing that, what are we, 23-8 in the month of May? So it's been fantastic.
23-9 with that updated loss from the last Miami game.
Oh, we lost. I totally forgot. I'm still in shock that even happened. But hey, like Meg said, we get another game tonight. All right. Before we dive in tonight, though, Meg, we haven't seen you. Just talk to me real quick on your thoughts on the Denver Nuggets advancing to the NBA Finals. That was a sweep that, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't expect that one. I actually thought that Miami had a better chance to get the 4-0 sweep than the Nuggets did, when we were breaking down the game fours. What did you see from the Nuggets, and are you excited to see them in the NBA's Finals?
Yeah, well, first of all, I know you're the happiest man alive that the Lakers got swept.
I was thinking of you when I put that video up. Did you see my video celebrating?
Yes, I saw your video. I loved your video. Yeah.
Meg's going to like this one.
I love the video. I thought it was absolutely hysterical because, sometimes you kind of root against teams almost as you root for some of your favorite teams. And I know you're like that with the Lakers. So I thought of you immediately. I thought Lakers were going to extend it one more. I thought they were going to get the win game 4. And Denver was going to win it in 5 back in Denver. But, yeah, they just got it done. And I think we all knew it was inevitable. The Nuggets were winning that series. But, yeah, I kind of thought it was going to go one more game. And, again, I just wanted one more kind of, let's just extend these series so we can just get some more showdown and betting action. But that didn't work out in that one. And, Nuggets are the team that deserves to move on. I think, Nuggets Heat Finals is going to be a fun one.
Do you think the Nuggets are rooting for this series to be extended, or do you think the rest won't matter regardless?
No, I think they're probably rooting for it to be extended a little. I think the more the better, get them all rested up. Because I think it could. I'm hoping, again, everything is like selfishly hoping for our benefit, right? But I'm hoping that series, the finals, goes long and hopefully is a 6-7 game finals. So. Yeah, I think they're rooting for rest.
Yeah, I mean, even if Boston was able to drag us out to 7 games, I mean, would they'd still have 3 days off before the first game?
Game 7 will be on Memorial Day if it happens, right?
Okay, yeah, so they still have 3 days.
Yeah,
off. I mean, it's a little bit less rest, but I mean, you're still getting a decent amount of rest for these guys.
Meg, what do you do for Memorial Day out there?
In my younger days, I used to go to the beach. Ocean City, Maryland is the closest beach that a lot of friends go to. So I used to go to the beach for Memorial Day for many, many, many years. But lately, just something more tame, like a dock bar kind of on Memorial Day.
Oh, okay. I was kind of thinking you'd be barbecuing and having your laptop there with best ball drafts.
Oh, I'll be on best ball on my phone for sure. Yeah, no, there was going to be an obscene amount.
I can't imagine how popular you must be going out and having all this best ball knowledge. I mean,
I don't think the mainstream, people really know. I'm just starting to get my friends into best ball, literally just starting to get, because best ball is still very new. So just starting to get my friends into best ball. No, I think the normal person that you talk to at a bar or restaurant would not really know exactly what that is. So, but yeah, either cookout or a dock bar or something. Pretty chill.
All right. Well, hopefully you'll be drafting some good lineups. Tyler,
Definitely
did you have any other overall NBA thoughts? Did you see so pissed that your guy, I know you're a big Carmelo guy, right? And then you got this other guy just trying to steal his thunder, trying to talk about retirement on the same day. What a hater. You guys call me a hater? That was a hater move. How come Melo couldn't get his shine, Tyler?
I mean, Melo got his shine early in the day spread. Everyone loved him on Twitter for it.
Oh, he only gets 4 hours? Unbelievable.
I mean, they came out at about 10 a.m., so he had about more 8-9 hours of a little bit of a farewell tour. And then LeBron just pulled the ultimate chess move. Because other than guys like you, spread, cough, cough, hater, the only guy still talking about the sweep, everyone else is talking about him possibly retiring. No one's even talking about that series anymore. Ultimate chess move by LeBron to bring that up at the end of the interview.
Yeah, and that's why he is one of the top 20 players of all time in NBA history. All right, let's move into tonight's game. The Boston Celtics are favored by 9, Tyler. Wow. I mean, they really the books love the Celtics. How are the Celtics minus 9 and they're down 1-3? Unbelievable. The total here is 215. I'm going to start with you. But I'll take a side. Where's my guy, We the People? I mean, this line is 5 points off. It should be -4, -5. I asked you before the show, I said, what would this line have to be for us about the Celtics? I said -4, -4.5, right? That's about right where I should be. How is this line +9, Tyler? And why would we not even bet more than 1 unit on it? This seems like a gift. What am I missing?
The only thing we could be missing is if Boston just continues what they did in that second half, they ride the crowd momentum, and Miami can just never really get anything going. But Boston's sub 500 at home in the playoffs this year. We've seen them put together a good game, and then the next game they look bad. They didn't even put together a full good game last game. They had 2 good quarters, and it was really just Jason Tatum taking over the game. Miami couldn't make their shots, so everything fell their way in that game. And it almost looked like at halftime that both teams switched jerseys because Boston was turning over the ball the entire first half. All of a sudden, Miami came out of halftime. They're very lackadaisical with the ball. They're just giving it to them. Boston's able to run away with it. So I think tonight, maybe in the first half, you see Boston come out with their hair on fire. They're playing well. Miami's going to adjust, though. This halftime, full-time line where Boston wins the first half, where they've been a lot more successful in the playoffs, and Miami grits back and ends the series tonight is 9-1. So I love that. Love the Miami +9. Right back on their team total at 103.5 because that is too low again. It was all the way up to 108.5 before that last game. So back on that. And give me the full game over because they're going to put up points in this game.
All right, Meg, talk to me about tonight's game. Of course, we are going to dive in to some DraftKings and some showdown slate strategy. But talk to me first, Meg. +9 here for the Heat. I don't get it. Is there a way that you can explain to me that the Boston Celtics should be favored by 9 points in tonight's game 5?
No, that just seems way too much, obviously, based on what we've witnessed so far, the first, 4 games in the series. So, no, I agree with the Miami spread for sure. But again, I do think Boston could pull out a win at home. So, I do think, but I certainly wouldn't lay the points. I think if they pull out a win at home, it could be close. So I do think if you did want to bet the Boston side, you could come at that from like a performance double. Tatum, Jaylen Brown can't shoot at all right now. So it's got to be Tatum. So his 30 and win, 32 and win would be the way I would approach that if you were like the Boston side to win at home. But I like you guys like the Miami spread. That's just kind of absurd, line, like you said, based on what we've witnessed so far.
Jaylen Brown has been disappointing, averaging 16 points per game on just 44% from the field, 41% true shooting percentage. Rough series for the man that's trying to become the highest paid player in the NBA, because if they were to give him that supermax extension, that would actually currently be make him the highest paid player in the NBA. Yeah.
Oh,
kind of rough there, right? Yeah, I think he's good and deserves, definitely deserves his money. But does he want to be the highest paid player in the NBA? Kyle's got a different way to kind of approach your same idea, Tyler. That's Miami trail by 10 and then win. So
that's interesting.
7-1 on FanDuel.
Yeah. So, I just took the +278 there as well. So anything more on the side before we dive into talking about some props, and then we're going to go over the showdown slate?
No, that's it for me. We broke this series down pretty well, the entire series. So it's like we can't really just keep talking about it. We'll keep riding what's worked for us, and I think it's going to work again tonight.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see how Meg feels about some of these different players. As we know,
I want to hear Meg's captain's takes, because with Gabe Vincent out, maybe we get a cheap captain up there with all the minutes that these guys are going to pull out, jamming the studs. Let's see, what that thought process is.
we gotta be tailing the King Showdown player himself, Rubio Dimes here. He's just on a massive heater. Obviously, Big T shipped the other night too. RPS is just crushing it, but he has just been on a absolute heater, and he does such a good job getting the Showdown playbook up early. Obviously the cores get up later, as the coordinators work through their process and everything, but he's already got the playbook up. I love it. With the Vincent news, he's already got the playbook up. So, he's a man of the people. Thank you, Rubio.
All right. And I am pulling up that Showdown playbook right now, and we will be going over that really soon here on the NBA Rundown, brought to you by RunPureSports.com, the best in sports gambling and daily fantasy information. My promo code is spread15. But if you like Meg's nice, wonderful delivery, you can use that promo code MEG15. And if you like Tyler riling the chat up against me, forcing me to pick a side every day, use that promo code Tyler15. Doesn't matter which one you use, though. What does matter is that you'll be getting 15% off the first month for the best in sports gambling and daily fantasy information. Give us that thumbs up. And Tyler, let's dive in. Rate the prop. Maybe what we're talking about, making the segment even more next year, but let's see how it goes for us tonight. Let's start with probably my favorite one, Caleb Martin. I've been riding him all series. Should have a little more usage with Gabe Vincent out. I got him over 12.5 points. He's gone over that in 4 straight games, and he's averaging 18.5 points per game during that span. Tyler, your thoughts on Caleb Martin tonight?
Yeah, I love that prop. I mean, I don't know what the Celtics did to this guy, why he has so much hatred for him, but he's turned into Steph Curry when he plays against the Celtics spread. So love that over 12.5 on his points.
All right, Meg, are you going to join me with a little Caleb Martin? You can throw a little same-game parlay you're cooking up. I know you like threes, but we're just going normal points there.
No, I do, but I do love the Caleb Martin over. Think you could even push it, to an alt line too, to even 15 if you wanted and get a nice plus odds on that.
All right. Well, boy, we got a surprise here right now. I did not expect this because I thought this man would be busy golfing.
I thought you were working on the tan
for being too jacked.
No, it started to rain a little bit, but I got most of it in, so that's all that matters. But
I thought you were working on your tan, that natural.
Both. You can do both.
So do you not use the booth anymore now that you're down there?
Not as much.
He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
Not as much. Like maybe just like for my face a little bit, but just all natural, baby.
All right. Well, the old saying, better late than never. So, Kurt, you're here. We're going to kind of go back to some of the stuff that we talked about earlier in the show. But this panel seems to agree that the Heat +9, that the spread is wrong. I said that it should be around 4.5 or 5 tonight. We all like the Heat, but you're our resident Boston Celtics fan. Talk to us on why the bookmakers made this line 9 and if you think it's correct.
I don't know. It should be Heat -9 maybe because the Heat are winning by 30 tonight.
Oh.
You think it's going to be that bad?
Maybe 40, maybe 50, maybe 67. Like I told Tyler the first game for Celtics. Heat by go to the bookie and whatever the highest alternate spread you can do for the Heat, take it.
Just send him an email and ask him for a -66.5.
Boom. Lock it in.
Why do you have no faith in your team, the Boston Celtics tonight, the team with the best net rating during the NBA's regular season?
Well, I don't like that. Like with Gabe Vincent out, you're adding another chip on the Heat shoulder. That's the last thing they need, another chip on their shoulder. First of all, the team always plays so motivated, and now you're just adding that into it. I think it's going to lead to Bam being a little bit more aggressive. What I think that's a good thing. It's good when Bam's aggressive. It's sad how many times Spoelstra has to tell him to be aggressive. It's naturally going to happen today without Gabe there to take couple of those shots. So that's one thing, and then the fact that that's 2 things off rip already. And then Jaylen Brown's checked out. I think that's been obvious all series, and it didn't really change last game. The dude's just checked out. Like you saw when he fell, like in the first quarter, no one even helped him up. It's like, it's tough, man. It's tough. Hopefully we get a good trade for him in the offseason. I like Jaylen.
It wasn't even not just helping him up, Kurt. They all watched him fall right on his chest, and they all 4 just backpedaled down the other end. They were like, we're not helping him up.
We had to make note of this, though, right? Because most Celtics fans saw that, right? And now they're saying things like this, Celtics in 7, right? A lot of people were inspired by the performance on Game 4 on Tuesday night, Kurt, but it did nothing for you, huh? No movement at all.
I respect them for not getting swept. That counts for something, right?
Yeah. I would hate to have my favorite team get swept in the
team that kind of like that. They should be able to fight through these things, but the fact that you got the Jaylen Brown like rift, and then you got like the fact that Missoula is an idiot, and the fact that they all obviously are very evidently missed Ime. So counting all that, obviously you should be able to overcome those things, but this team it can't. So I respect them for at least fighting for one game for us. Appreciate it, boys. They gave us one more extra day to show down the slates. That's about all they're good for.
They might be another. It's not that crazy that the Boston Celtics were excellent at home during the regular season, not during the postseason.
Home playoff record of all time. But let's not mention that. Like
all time?
Not all time. I'm exaggerating, but it's pretty shit. It might be top 5 all time. Seriously, like their home playoff record's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you did the
The
sample
500?
size of 8 to 9 games, because usually if you play bad at home, you don't make it out of the first round, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's
Um,
even more crazy.
Brian Andrews has a question. He says, after that Jimmy interview where he's basically hinting at killing the Celtics tonight, did the Celtics throw a bunch of double teams at him? I don't think they would change their strategy
Yeah.
because of an interview.
I wouldn't
But
mind that.
it could happen. I also said that I didn't think that the Celtics would come back if they were down by 10. I thought they would just check out and just, I mean, it's easier to get to the great vacation spots from Miami than Boston, right, Kurt? I mean, it cuts an extra 3 hours out of your chartered flight. So give them credit for that. All right. So the first prop I liked tonight, Kurt, was Caleb Martin over 12.5. The first two, Meg and Tyler both liked it. Join me on some Caleb Martin props tonight, Tyler. I mean, Kurt.
Yeah, he's been playing he's been playing great. And the fact that he's going to comfortably be put in a role where he's shooting more too. And he's excelled at that. Confidence is sky high right now. I like 12.5. I think you could even mess with a little bit of ladder action on that too if you wanted to.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think you're right there. What about this hater prop, right? Tyler loves to call me a hater, even though like you guys are all the biggest Warriors haters of all times, but I'm the hater. How about this hater prop right here? Jaylen Brown under 22.5. I mentioned it earlier. He's only averaging 16 points per game, and he's at 41% true shooting. You guys all think that I don't know. Everyone thinks he's checked out, but we've mentioned that he's checked out before. Tyler, can I play my hater prop? Jaylen Brown under?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I don't think he's coming out and just lighting the field on fire tonight. So don't hate it under on him. It's one of those ones, if you lose it, you're going to lose it in an ugly way. Like it's going to be fourth quarter. He's going to be sitting on like 16. You're going to watch a few threes go in.
Really? I was thinking if I lose it, he's going to have like 40 points and I'll be dead at halftime.
I think it's the other way around. I think you see Tatum carry them and he's just kind of hitting corner threes. And you're watching him go up. It's like, that one's not going in. Bottom of the net.
It seems like the nights he has big nights, he's great in the first half, and then he kind of peters off.
Yeah, that's the way I picture it going tonight, Spread.
And he hasn't hit threes.
I the facts again. I know he's better in the first half, Spread. This is how I think the game goes tonight.
All right. Well, we appreciate your opinion. Meg, do you want to be a little hater with me and play some Jaylen Brown unders?
I would love to. I think he's been awful. His threes have been awful too, because he's buried me on a couple. I certainly won't put him in a threes. I won't put him in threes parlay for sure. No, he's he's checked out. Something's wrong. He's obviously, I don't know. They say he's playing with some injury, correct?
You know what's a good prop tonight, Fred?
What?
So the Heat are down a ball handler, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Which can lead to some turnovers.
Oh.
Marcus Smart steals, baby.
There you go. I like it.
Every time.
I think you get extra juice if you put it in with that Boston accent.
I love the Boston accent. Yeah.
Kurt, I already know you're with me on this one. I'm going to ask, because I heard your breakdown. I'm going to ask Meg and Tyler, though. Bam, I got him over at 17.5. I think he's going to have a big night. It kind of just basically all these props kind of go into my Celtics script. So if you think the Celtics force a game 6 tonight, maybe stay away from some of these. But in that the Heat getting the cover and the win tonight, I think Bam Adebayo has a big night. I like his over. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I like that one too, Spread. I think he's got to be aggressive. I don't mind his points plus assist over either.
All right. Yeah, I don't have their Bet Online doesn't do those. They do points, rebounds, assists, but not the other one. I think I can get rebounds plus assists, but not points plus. Anyways, Meg, what do you think about Bam having a big night?
Love it. I've been doing a lot of Bam captains. I've been, betting Bam's points throughout the series. And, earlier on he was doing better. The last couple of games haven't been as good. But I like Bam tonight to have a kind of a bounce back game because the other night was rough. But
such a good Bam game for a couple of reasons. Obviously, he has to be more aggressive on offense. Secondly, rebounding is a team stat, but that Spo's getting on their ass is about the rebounding. I mean, and who's their best rebounder? Bam. We could see a huge night from him, man. Like
I hope so.
Ceiling rebounding and a ceiling scoring night for Bam could be in store for both.
Ooh, I like it.
So the points, rebounds, assist prop, maybe. I mean, probably like Tyler said, the points, rebounds, but throw in the assist too. Maybe he has the ball in his hands a little more.
But I liked your original points line too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Bam tonight. Yeah.
But I mean, like, they're definitely going to put an emphasis on fixing that rebounding, and he's going to be a key part of that too. Even though, like I said, it's a rebounding stat, but Bam's probably going to put a lot of that on his shoulders and go out and attack the boards.
All right. I'm just going to read off my last three, and then you guys can give thoughts about all three. Grant Williams over 6.5. It seems like he's getting a lot more minutes, and they're basing that off his, series average, which is right around, his playoff average. But there was games he got like 3 minutes, 7 minutes. So I felt like that was depressed. I took Grant Williams there. I took Jimmy over 28.5. Like I said, this is just right along with the Heat cover, Heat potentially money line win script. And then I think you already said it, but I went with the assists on Marcus Smart there. I just feel like they're running more of that Robert Williams, Al Horford lineup, which means Smart has more ball handling duties, which means he can rack up more assists. So those were my last three. Of those three, Tyler, which is your favorite?
For the last three against spread, I was completely doing something else.
That's fine. Grant Williams over points, Jimmy Butler over points, Marcus Smart over assists. Which is your favorite?
Probably the Jimmy Butler points one.
All right, you like Jimmy. Meg, of those three, I give you $100. You got to bet one of them. Would you bet Grant Williams over points? It's only 6.5, right? You can get there easily.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy over 28.5 or Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists. Which is your favorite ones there?
Usually I lean towards the start and in the playoffs, but to only clear 6.5 points, and Grant Williams got, I believe, 29 minutes.
In the last game. Yeah,
14 in the last game, but you got 29 minutes too. I would actually that's the easiest line to clear. And so I would probably put it on Grant Williams, actually.
Cool. That's my favorite too. Cause can't you see Jimmy getting like 25, 15,
exactly. It's a big line to clear,
and
so
they win easily.
He could have an amazing game. He could, exactly. Like you said, he could put up the line you just said.
Jokic kept doing that on his point props, right?
Exactly.
He'd get like 26, 15 and 11. So it's
you're like amazing game, but just
go over
the points. But
yeah,
exactly. So that's why I'd probably do Grant, but I like this. I like the smart assists too. Like that as well.
All right, Kurt, what's your favorite one that I mentioned of those? I gave you Grant Williams over, Jimmy Butler over, both those are points, or Marcus Smart assists. Which prop do you think is the best, Kurt? You muted yourself, Kurt.
Do the Boston accent too.
Yeah, Boston accent here.
I can only do it with a couple of names, but I was trying to fix my mic because I think it was close to the. When the computer makes a noise for no reason, it was doing that, when it's overheating, so I had to move it. But so I muted myself. Yeah, Grant playing 30 minutes. I like the points prop. I'm going to set in the corner, get those dish-off threes, makes two of those, maybe attacks the basket one time, boom, boom. I think the biggest change has been his minutes, and, I like the points prop the most, honestly, for Grant. Even though it's plain to say, Grant Williams, confident in his point prop. But he's been playing well. He's been a good fit for the series.
What's his points prop odds at?
I don't see it on FanDuel, but if you
I bet it yesterday. It was minus 120.
Yeah, I'd rather just play his threes at plus money. If the dude's clearing 7.5 points, he's hitting 2 threes.
I don't think
plus money.
Of those 14 points he scored in game 4, 12 of them were off 3-pointers.
I don't think Jimmy looked gassed.
I did. I thought he looked.
Here's the spread. You got to look deeper. He was saving the energy. He had a nice bench session with Shakira lined up after the game. Out of respect, he gave Boston one game, saved some energy for the bench session with Miss Shakira. Don't blame him. He wanted to come back to Boston and enjoy the lovely city for one more time and then rip our hearts out in true fashion. That's all it was.
So when you have multiple dates in one night, do you do the same thing? Do you save energy on the first date?
Well, you're only getting one. You're only getting one load. So someone's going home unhappy.
All right.
Honestly, both of them are going home unhappy.
All
one
right.
for performance and one for non-performance. So
we do know that Kurt does like to have women over and do laundry with them, but only one load getting done there in Kurt's washing room. All right, that's it for me. Tyler, what props did you like before we dive into the showdown slate?
I didn't mind the Grant Williams over on his threes. I like Bam assists because Bam at 3.5 at plus 122 seems a bit short. And then just give me Jimmy's steals. His steal numbers have been ridiculous this series.
Yeah.
I think he forces some turnovers. His steal prop is set at over 1.5. If you can find an over 2.5 at plus money, I'd like that too. I think he gets up to 3 steals.
All right, there's some extra props for you.
And one other one.
Make a monster same game parlay off this show. I don't
One
know
other one I
what
like
you're
that
doing.
that I think the guy it's his revenge spot. He could finally put Boston in the dirt for waiving him. But I think it was last season they waived him. Max Struss, give me over 2.5 threes.
Bro,
Gonna
that
play more
pains me.
minutes with Gabe Finton out. He's gonna chuck threes. He's gonna catch fire tonight, and he's gonna send Boston home.
I loved him at DePaul. Loved him. And when we let him go, I was like, oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah.
Tonight's the night he makes you guys pay.
I mean, no, really though. You know how often I think about him and Bane, how we should have one of those two on our team, and how key they would be for us. It's just an off guard, just chilling spot up shooter, especially Bane. But even Strus, we got an undrafted guy. Just keep him in the house. But no, our front office does a great job. But that was two spots where it's like, oh boy. Marcus Smart threes. What's it at here? I like doing ladders with his threes, 2+ threes and 3+ threes for Marcus Smart. Back at home, he feeds off the crowd.
Yeah.
3+ is 195. I wish the odds were a little bit higher, but for the parlays you're making, 2+, I'm down with that. It's what is that? It's minus 180. Not so bad.
Meg, did you bet any props that we haven't talked about?
I haven't yet, but I was waiting until after the show, and I'll be throwing in plenty. I mean, hell, I'm playing around building one as we're talking, and it's pretty fun. You can get some nice odds just on the lines that we talked about. So,
what about? I've never done these, but the threes made leader, Max Struss plus 440 on the road. It's tough, but man, I like Tyler's point about him. Hopefully jacking up some more shots. He could legit jack up 12 threes here. If he makes maybe 5 of them things. I don't know how they would grade that if it's.
I don't think he's gonna take 12 threes.
Oh, he easily could. I do jacks. Hold on. Let's see what he's been shooting so far. He's definitely shot at least 8 a couple games.
I was gonna say I thought it was in that 8 range.
Yeah, he's been shooting. He shot. There was 3 games in a row where he shot 10 of them things, and the last 3 games he shot 5 or more, and it's not the game before that.
Out, so he's got to get more.
Exactly what I'm saying. So that number going from 8, 10 to 12 is not a surprise. Especially
you guys hear Kurt's southern accent coming back out now that he's back in Tampa.
Is it really?
He's shooting 8 and things.
A little Miami in there. A little patty.
All right. Well, we talked about it earlier, right? And I thought I did a great job of bringing Rubio on, and I did a great job today because I have Kurt and Meg here. Meg, I got the playbook pulled up.
Yep,
and just for the sake of the show, we're going to choose one. So Rubio has 6 players that he's highlighted as a captain. And, of course, if you want to play along, become a member, runpuresports.com, head on over, join, use that promo code SPREAD15, get you 15% off your first month. And then you're going to head over to NBA Showdown Playbook, and there you have it. So there's 6 names in green. We're not going to give out all 6, but we're going to go ahead and choose one and build a lineup off that. Meg, you have the honor today.
I'm first?
For the core that we're building on the show using the content, the proprietary content at runpuresports.com. Choose one of the 6 names, and that's going to be the captain. Who do you like at captain tonight, Meg?
It's tempting to go back to Tatum, just having to carry the team at home. But I'm going to go Bam. We talked about it, how this could be a big Bam game. Save a little money in the captain spot. I'm going to go Bam in the captain.
All right. So we're throwing Bam at the captain. He's 14-4. That gives us 7-1 left. Kurt, you do excellent on these showdown slates. You do showdown playbooks quite often, and you're quite successful. But today we're using Rubio's. We got the playbook up. We're using it. We're checking the notes. We started with Bam, and I see 3 key fades on there. Of course, you're going to have to become a member at Run Pure Sports to see those 3 key fades. But don't put a key fade in there, Kurt. Give us a great player to make as the second player of our lineup, assuming we're going with this Bam captain build.
Someone that's not like Tatum or Butler, obviously. Let's go Strus or Lowry, leaning Lowry heavy. He's going to have to give them everything he's got tonight. So Lowry is definitely a priority for me tonight.
All right. Yeah. Hey, so we're going to give you guys a little bit of the content, right? Because we know some people only play $1 contests. And, if you're going, you're just playing $1 contest tonight.
I could be down with that too. Or Lowry.
Maybe not join, but here's something that Rubio wrote. And of course, you'll get access to this he does this for every single player. But for Kyle Lowry, no Gabe Vincent tonight. Huge boost for Kyle Lowry, expecting high minutes for the old vet. Did well last game. Now with the minutes man, he should crush his price tag. Will be heavy chalk, but he is good chalk in my eyes. So, see, this is fun. And you can tell that Rubio wrote it because
what's that supposed to mean?
Proper English, the commas are in the right place.
I feel like these are direct shots at our guy, Kurt.
That's a direct shot.
I was going to say, if Kurt wrote it, it would say something like, no Gabe Vincent tonight. Kyle Lowry's midget big ass will be jacking up all over the court.
What's funny is when the playoffs started, I started running my stuff through like Grammarly and stuff. It's like, well, it's the playoffs, probably more eyeballs. I can't look like an idiot. But it would still have the context and stuff like that would still be correct, but at least the grammar would be right. But yeah, I'd still be calling him a midget and big old dump truck ass dude's gonna back that big old dumpy back into some dudes, probably get him a little hard or something.
Yeah, you know what they really need to make, right? We have Chat GPT. I need a Kurt GPT that just gets it to talk like Kurt all the time. Just hook that up to your dating apps. You'll be swimming in matches. All right, so we added Kyle Lowry to the list. Tyler, give us one.
I mean, I'm locked up with Kurt. It's either Kyle Lowry or Max Struss for me. Of course, I mean, you could be obvious and give the two big guys. The Tatum captain won last game. I just think it's a little harder to get the guys jammed in, and I like to have a cheaper guy up top to where you could just fill in all around them. So I like the Struss or the Lowry route. Don't mind the Bam call either. The Bam, I mean, Bam could absolutely crush here.
I have a Lowry captain.
Well, we have Bam as our captain, so he's going to crush.
I have a Lowry captain line that leaves 1,000, and it very well could be my main tonight. It leaves 1,000, but looks pretty strong, especially if the Heat win.
All right. Clyde says, spread, can you do a screen share and see what you're talking about? Clyde, maybe one day, but I can't even get these.
Clyde's not a member?
Down right. I mean,
someone give this man.
Come on, man. Pretty old. Hey, Clyde, to put this in context, I owned Pong. I played Pong like in 1982. The very first video game ever. So no, Clyde, I can't do a screen share. I have no idea how to do that. But there we go. We got a little nice lineup to start you with. We put Bam at captain, Kyle Lowry, and Max Struess. That gives you 8,200 for the rest of your team. So let's just go off that. And Meg, I'm going to ask you that, and then we will go ahead and just move on. But so when I've done this little lineup that we've created here, I feel like I can either only get one of Jimmy or Tatum in there, because I feel like if I go two, I'm going to have too many bench players. It's an elimination game. I don't think I want to go there. I'd rather have starters that can get the full minutes. Do I want Jimmy or do I want Tatum tonight?
I think you have to decide that whatever you think is going to happen. If you think that Boston rolls over, then it would be Jimmy. If you think Boston wins, it's going to be on the back of Tatum. So it's got to be Tatum. So I think Boston, wins tonight. I'm going against my guy Kurt here, but I do think Boston wins at home and pushes it one more game, and it will come on the back of Tatum again. And so I think he's got to be in the flex in our particular build. I also
if you guys
think
are just listening and not watching, you got to jump on and just check your screen real quick for Kurt's shocked Pikachu face.
Heat by 35.
Heat by 30, yeah.
All right. Well, going off what you said, Meg, I threw Jimmy in my lineup, but you can go ahead and do whatever you want from there. But, guys, the reason I'm doing this is just to show you how even, a guy like me that spends, what do I spend, Tyler? 95% of my time on the betting. I can still have fun using the content here at runpuresports.com. And, of course, Rubio's doing a great job here. And, like I said, if you like a little bit of humor mixed in, wait till you see a Kurt playbook. I mean, they are fantastic. You'll even find out who the players are dating, what clubs they'll be going to afterwards. He's got all types of things in there. So make sure, guys, if you're playing, if you're betting more than $20 to $50 a game, if you're playing more than, $20 a night in entry fees, the runpuresports.com membership is definitely going to be worth it.
Can I tell a story real quick? So I've
been waiting 39 minutes for you to ask that, Kurt.
You know what? This will be a little, what do we call a thing at the end?
The words of wisdom?
Yeah, I'll use that for that. So just go ahead and finish your closing arguments.
Oh.
All right, words of wisdom. Wow. Okay.
He's ready.
Tyler, is there anything else we need to discuss in the NBA before we give out our best bets for tonight?
Not the NBA, but did any of you guys catch that the parlay that was going around on Twitter? The guy cashed out for $120.
Yeah,
He had
I saw that.
$25 on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl spread at plus 430. UConn to win the national championship at 26-1, and the Nuggets to win the finals at 19-1. It was like 2,861-1. $25 on it.
Well, we have won.
It doesn't show what you to won. I
Yeah,
had
you
to
have
do
to
the
do
It
math.
was like 75K.
Yeah, I'd have to do the math. It would be up there though. I think Kurt's right around that number, 75K, and he cashed it out for 100.
He's got to be rooting hard against the Nuggets.
I'd be sick.
Oh, that would be, yeah, you'd be sick. Yeah, you'd be so sick.
He might have really needed that $120.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if he needed it for food.
I bet you he gambled that $120 that night when he cashed it out. He wanted to
think
make
so?
a bet that night. He cashed out that bet and bet it that night. That $120 didn't make it 24 hours in his account.
I'll bet you he got a nice little match on one of them apps and needed to spend it for the date.
Shit, it does cost a lot.
All right. Well, I can't wait to have this lineup. You know, it's so funny, Tyler. I'm already kind of looking ahead, right? I've been pulling up the old podcast. And guys, this is going to be the lineup for the Friday show. We're going to be bringing Meg on. And of course, Kurt did Fridays with us last year. And we're going to be doing the NFL. This is going to be awesome.
The band will be back together. I like it. I love it.
Yeah. So, but we'll give them a little taste of how that's going to go by giving out our best bets for tonight. Tyler, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna play a fun one. Give me the halftime, full time. Boston to win the first half. Miami to win the game, 9-1.
I love it. You're giving out 9-1. Meg, what do you got for us? And don't be afraid to give out a little parlay as well.
Oh, can I do a fun one? I mean,
that's what we want.
Okay. Well, you know, I hit that threes one on the Lakers game that I put in the chat, and I had so much fun with it. I want to run one back. So you can go to Kurt next, and I'll put one together super quick.
All right, Kurt, as great as your ear looks, let's see your whole face and give us the best bet.
Micah Smart, 2 steals, baby. Micah Smart, 3 threes. It's the Micah Smart game.
Can you say Joe Mazzulla in the Boston accent?
Joe Mazzulla. No, I can't do that. It's too hard. There's not enough R's in it. Yeah, there's no R. You need an R in it to really kind of stick to it. Tiny Batman Peters. Let's go, Mr. Griff.
I have no idea.
Did you hear their nickname for Mazzola spread up in Boston? They call him Second Row Joe.
Why?
Because he was you know how the coaches all sit in the
second row.
Second row Joe. He was in that second row.
Stoudemire? What Stoudemire's coaching this team? Would we be up in the series? Probably.
No. Why does everyone think he's gonna be sitting?
He's a good coach. He is a good coach.
Where did he go?
Huh?
He went to college, didn't he?
What Kurt? What college did he go to?
I thought he went somewhere else in the NBA.
Stoudemire? I'm almost positive he took a. Let me look right now. Damon Stoudemire. I think he took a college job.
Oh, good for him. Hell yeah.
Shouldn't you know that? You're a college expert.
He's an American college basketball coach.
I don't follow coaches.
Currently the head coach of the Georgia Tech Yellow.
Was Georgia Tech good this year?
Oh, nice. Yes, we got rid of Josh Pastner. Fuck that guy. Piece of shit. Fuck you, Josh Pastner.
What's wrong with Josh Pastner?
He's a bitch. He changes up. He's horrible.
Imagine Josh Pastner finally finds a show on YouTube, clicks on it, and the first thing he hears.
He's like digging in. I was like doing like a $220 single entry. He's like, okay, I got. What did I do? What me?
He's got his Bam out of aisle captain lineup built, and then he gets strays from Kurt.
You guys. Oh God!
I think they're farther along too if they would have just kept Will Hardy, the coach they let go to Utah with Danny Ainge.
Another good one. Yeah, they had it's funny. They're such a.
To be fair, if I was a first-time coach, I would much rather coach Utah.
Understandable, but I feel like these guys.
Yeah, because you have to win the finals or you suck. In Utah, right? He did a great job, and they were like 37 and. Right? I mean.
Yeah, a lot less pressure.
Yeah. And you get a chance to kind of grow and make mistakes, just like a young player like Jalen Green, right? You get a chance to grow and make mistakes, and it's not the end of the world.
I mean, he's definitely not growing in Houston. I will say that.
Who, Jalen Green?
Yeah. He's
I
making
mean,
mistakes, but they're not growing in Houston, spread.
Well,
Maybe
we'll
now
see.
with the new coach and everything, they'll start to grow. But before,
Oh,
there
yeah,
was
I think they're going to look great.
there was
this
no
year.
growing. It was just strictly mistakes.
Well, you learn more from a mistake than you do from a success. All right, Meg, what'd you cook up
That's
for
words
us?
of wisdom right there.
Yeah.
First of all, spread. I love all your props. I'm going to bet them and ladder some of them. I just wanted to make that point that I fully am behind those and like the laddering idea. But I cooked up a threes bet just for fun, and it is Max Strus, Caleb Martin, Marcus Smart. I won't do the Boston accent. 3 threes. Jason Tatum 4 threes.
Marcus Smart.
You almost get 40-1 on that on FanDuel.
Give it out one more time. Give it a little slower. Like, imagine you're trying to click along to that, Meg. You can't
That's
keep
true.
up. A little
That's
bit
true.
slower.
That's
Give it
true.
to the people.
Okay. But Kurt has to do the Marcus Smart accent. But Marcus Smart, 3 threes.
Marcus Smart.
Yep, there it is. Caleb Martin, 3 threes. Max Strus, 3 threes. Jason Tatum, 4 threes. And you get almost 40-1 on FanDuel.
How do you do Strus in a Boston accent, Kurt?
Oh, God, that's tough. Strus. I can't do it. That's hard. God, why do you keep giving me the hard one? Just maybe say the word park or car or something, please. God, so much easier.
You need the A, yeah.
Have you spent time in Boston, Kurt?
Yeah, I got family in Rockland, Maine, so they got season tickets to the Celtics and the Red Sox and the Patriots.
sweet.
Fuck the Patriots.
I could see you having a nice tea party up there. Mr. Grip asks Strus over under 10.5 points. I think the whole panel likes over. Is anyone there?
Over.
Yeah, over.
Do you like how in the chat it's obvious that they didn't watch the beginning of the show? They acted like I'm not picking a side here, Tyler. I thought that I was pretty straightforward on what side I thought was the bright side today. I even said the line was 5 points off. We the people says his best bet is Duncan Robinson 3 threes. Not to be confused with the greatest Celtic of all time, Larry Bird, who wore 3-3 on his jersey. So, guys, if you didn't see the beginning of the show and you obviously don't want to rewind, I am on the Miami Heat +9. I think this line is 4 to 5 points off. I still can't believe that they're at 3-1 in a series and they're catching 9 points. I mean, I know that when Boston wins, they are that kind of front runner team, right? But still, I don't care. I'm taking the Miami Heat +9. How do you guys like that, huh?
Why don't we get Kevin
chat?
Love props?
What's up?
Why don't we get Kevin Love props?
Why would we do that? He hasn't been doing that good.
I'm saying, what if they give him like 20 minutes randomly today?
I mean,
I thought I was curious why they didn't even add him. I know he starts and doesn't play much, but I figured they at least do something on there. It's weird.
His line's on FanDuel at 5.5.
I was looking at the 3 prop.
Oh, the threes prop. I'm sorry. Okay, I just was looking at the points.
Yeah, for him to make 2 threes against +160 on DK, don't hate that.
I don't know if he gets the minutes tonight. Do you?
Shit, he had 2 and he only played 12 last game, and now he takes someone else out of the rotation, even though it's a guard. He never.
That's always going to shoot is threes.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's the same thing with Grant Williams, spread. If these guys clear their points prop, they are 99.999%. They're going over their 3-point prop. These guys don't drive to the hoop and just get layup after layup. They just shoot threes.
And we know that if Grant Williams goes to the line and says, I'm making 2, he's not making either.
Yeah,
what was the game we watched when that happened? And we lost on that bet too, didn't we? That was on playback, huh?
I forget what game that was, but we did lose.
That was freaking terrible. I should not bet Grant Williams just for that. So, all right. There we have it. I think we had a pretty good show today, right? We gave out the promo code SPREAD15. We asked you to hit the thumbs up. We gave you the winners. The chat, once again, was not on my side. Right? They love Tyler. They love Meg. They love Kurt. But yet, I'm in here. I give you winners all the time, but it's just pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. I picked a side, chat. We did it. All right. But Kurt, here's what everyone's been waiting for. When we found that you walked off the golf course. Wait, first of all, why would you even stop golfing in the rain in Florida? Doesn't it only rain like in 7-minute intervals there? You muted yourself again. Kurt, we can't hear you, and I know you said something funny. I'm pissed.
Oh no, I was already close to my end of my round. I didn't really want to get my shoes all wet.
Do you walk the golf course, Kurt, or do you use a golf cart?
So like today sucks. My buddy backed out, but I use the cart. I like to just run around. But when I play alone, I can't run around because I'm the only one driving the cart. But walking's horrible because carrying the stuff. But what I prefer is have someone else drive the cart. But I just run around my own ball and they get me to go to the next hole.
All right, let's just say that let's just say you lived in New Jersey. Let's just say you were vastly overweight and you had no knowledge of basketball history.
Mikey.
Yeah, no knowledge of basketball history at all. Would you use a cart?
Nope.
Yeah, all right.
No chance. Poor Mikey not even here to defend himself.
Who said anything about Mikey?
Who said anything about Mikey?
All right, Kurt, we're waiting for it. Words of wisdom. What you got for us?
It's more of a story time, but my buddy Cody signed up for this site. I think it was like right near the beginning of the playoffs. First 2 months turned in. He was playing about $30 to $50 a night. Won $15K in 1 week. Should have been $23K if Dennis Schroeder doesn't turn the ball over 30 seconds left. But yeah, I mean, just grind away $30, $50 a night, and then he came up $15K like net winnings in like a 2-week span. So sign up for Run Pure Sports. Look at the cores, digest it, do your own little thing, put their own little sauce on it, and it's definitely worth the price of admission. You'll probably pay it off within the first month generally.